Boy, back off. You don't even know me. We've been on like what? 1 date? 2 dates? Hi guys, it's Angel, your favorite Chindo, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be talking about 12 red flags in men that should make you go running for the hills. Like literally, girl. Run for the hills. Anyways, the last red flag is very unpredictable, but it is really, really valid and you should listen to it. So let's just get into it. The first red flag is when he doesn't make plans with you. This shows that he lacks decisiveness, and this is really bad because especially in the talking stage, you're trying to get to know each other. If you've been texting for a week and he doesn't even plan a date with you or when he's gonna actually meet you next, how are you supposed to get to know each other, right? So if he really does this and doesn't actually make plans with you, I mean, spontaneous dates are fun and they're good as well, but you do need to have at least 1 date planned out each single week to try to get to know each other. The second one is when they're only changing when they're in the verge of losing you. So I know when it's the first week of the relationship, you're trying to get to know each other, the first 3 months, everything's going great, and he always shows you a lot of effort. And then you spiral onto a relationship and you started, seeing the bad parts of each other. And you started telling him what you don't like about him and what you cannot accept and what your boundaries are. And if he doesn't or isn't willing to listen to you or change, this is such a red flag. And when you start to tell him, hey, look, if you're really gonna be like this, then we're done. When it comes to that stage, that you have to kind of like threaten him that you're gonna break up with him if he doesn't change, and then he starts changing. This is such a red flag because it only shows that he's only willing to change when he feels like losing you. What would happen then when he changed and then you guys are okay again and he changes back? The third red flag is when he's comparing you to other women or even his exes. Maybe you guys are going out on a date and maybe you're strolling through a park and then there are these beautiful women who's just jogging around your neighborhood and he sees the goodies, her ass maybe, or like her figure, or like thinks he's pretty, and then he starts comparing you. Hey, can't you wear something like that? Hey, can't you be more proactive and doing this? Can't you wear this or do your hair up like this? Or can't you, be more proactive, cook for me, or I don't know, just starts comparing you, or maybe comparing you to his exes. Somebody, my ex used to do A, B, C, D for me, and you're not really even doing A or B or C or any of that. When he starts comparing you with other women, girl, run for the hills. You need to know that your value is unique, that you have your own value and you shouldn't be compared to other women. The fourth red flag is when he's actually talks shit about his exes. When you're dating him, it's all fun and all that, but what if you split up? Maybe you didn't work out for some reason. You wouldn't want him talking shit about you behind your back. Maybe people, they don't work out not necessarily because they're bad, they did something bad for you, or maybe Jaden did this to me, or I don't know, Smith did this to me. But maybe it's just because you guys were incompatible, let's say. And what if he starts talking shit about you behind your back, right? When he starts talking shit about his exes, as if they're crazy, you have to be really aware of this, because what if you don't work out well and then he starts spreading lies or rumors or talk shit about you to his other friends or to, I don't know, people in the world, maybe mutual friends even. This could potentially be damaging for your reputation and for both of you. So just be really aware of that. Fifth red flag is if he has no self-control, and by this I mean anger management issues. You have to see how he acts when he's mad, or when he's having a bad day, how he actually treats you. This says a lot about men. I mean, obviously we all had our bad days, but when you have a bad day, you're not gonna go like, like throwing stuff out to your partner or like treating you like as if it's your fault that I had a bad day or da 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 da. You really need to see how he acts when he's mad. Like, does he still care for you when he's mad? Is he going to like spiral out of control and like get angry for you and start blaming you for the reasons why he has a bad mood in the first place or what happened to his workplace, and then it reflects back to you? So maybe he's mad about something at work and then he starts blaming you for not cleaning up or doing laundry or something like that. Yeah, you really gotta watch those men, just the way they treat you. And especially if, like, let's say you guys are in a fight, you guys are having relationship problems, and for example, you get hurt, like maybe your feet is bleeding. You have to see, and even if he's mad at you, will he take care of you or not? Because it says a lot about men. Like, he is supposed to still take care of you, even if you guys have problems. Why? Because he's a man. He's supposed to take care for you. He's supposed to provide for you. So this is something that you really have to pay attention to. The sixth red flag is when he's all talk and no action. He might always say, hey, let's do this. Hey, I'm gonna do this for you. Hey, when I've reached this amount of success, I'll buy you a Birkin bag. I'll buy you this. We can travel to Dubai together or whatever. Or like, maybe it doesn't have to be grand things. Maybe he says something simple like, oh, I'm gonna block out my time with my friends to spend more time with you because that's what you want us to do. Or yes, we can go through therapy together to work out our communication issues. Or for example, he might say, yes, I'll buy you, I don't know, a nice matcha latte. And he doesn't, you know that's for real. So when he always like blabs on and like talks about like, oh, like I'm gonna do this for you, like I'm gonna cook for you, I'm gonna do the laundry, and he doesn't do it, or like I'm gonna block out time with my friends, and he still consistently does not make time for you and always make time for his friends. Or maybe he says like, oh, I'm gonna plan more dates with you, and he doesn't. Girl, this is a red flag. You don't want a man to be just all talk. I mean, talk is good. Words of affirmation, they're good. Every girl needs that. Maybe one more than the other, but words are nothing without actions, obviously. It's like, how are you gonna build a business if, for example, you're just gonna talk, oh, I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna make that, and then you do nothing, you have no effort. You're not gonna build an empire overnight for doing nothing and just blabbing and yapping, right? So this is one of the red flags. Okay, so the seventh red flag, I have a little bit of experience, so this is why I put it here from my personal experience. But let me make this clear that this channel is for women who wants to be magnetic and who wants to be in their feminine energy and wants to attract masculine men. And let me just tell you, if you want to attract masculine men, honey, we don't do 50-50. He's either the provider or he's out. The seventh red flag is when he counts every single penny down to the bone. So let's say it's a $5 Starbucks iced matcha latte and you split it, both of it. So he would count, okay, so you're gonna pay $2.50. And let's say you only have $2 in your wallet and you give him $2 and he's like, you still owe me 50 cents. Girl, run, just run. Just 50 cents and he's already counting it? If you're with somebody like this, it's not even worth it. It's not even about the 50-50 or the provider mindset at this point. That is just horrible. Like how are you supposed to expect that when you get married later on, right, that he's gonna provide for you? If everything is even very, he counts every single penny down to the bone, like, no, just no, like, leave immediately. Do not ever, you don't even have to finish the date. You just respectfully say, here's your 50 cents. I am tired and I don't think this will work out. because of this, I'm gonna go now. Bye. And never see him again. Ever. The 8th red flag is he is a narcissist. By this, what I mean is he's not trying to get to know you, honey. He's just constantly yapping about himself. He's not asking you about how you're doing, how was your day, what are your aspirations in life, what is your dream job, what do you want to be, what are your goals, da da da. But he just constantly yaps about what he wants to do, how his goals are, how his business is, what he wants to become, what he wants to do. Maybe he doesn't even ask you what movie you like to watch, and then he would, yeah, you know what, I really like this movie about snipers and World War II, and he just constantly yaps about himself without actually showing genuine interest in you. If you're with a narcissist, this is a narcissist, you should just run, because you're just gonna be talking buddy where you just sit, you listen, and you're just like, okay, all right. And you're gonna be so drained out from even having one date with him, because it's all about himself. He's constantly talking about himself. This is a red flag. Number 9 of the red flag is when he lacks of emotional intelligence. Now, I know in the spectrum that women have a higher emotional intelligence, but I mean, as long as he has the basic emotional intelligence. Let me give you an example. So let's say you're a big fan of going to concerts, and he's not, but he's well aware that if he actually goes to accompany you to this concert, he'll make you happy. And the feeling that he has where, oh, if I do this for my girlfriend, I will be happy because she's happy. If he has this basic emotional intelligence where he actually understands if he does something that he doesn't like, but he knows his girlfriend likes, and he does this for her, that he has this feeling that, oh, I'll be happy as well because I did this for her and it made her happy. Just basic things like that. The 10th red flag is putting down your achievements. So let's say, for example, that you have a higher salary than that, person that you're dating. Or maybe you had a big success in your business. Let's say you reached $1 million in revenue. And if he's still constantly like putting you down, like, oh yeah, that doesn't matter. Everybody does that. Oh, that's easy. Like, I did that before. Or maybe he's kind of like jealous. Maybe like, oh, great. Like he's trying to achieve way more than you, and then when you have a certain milestone achievement or a milestone that you've achieved, then he just tries to put you down and says things like, oh, that doesn't matter, like it's fine, like everybody can do that. That's a red flag. Run. Number 11 is when they lack of jealousy or they're excessive about it. Let's give you a scenario, of course. Your girl got you. So number 1, both scenarios are in the bar. Let's say there is this guy who's coming up to you, like obviously he's flirting in front of your boyfriend, and he doesn't do anything to protect you when you clearly gave him the side eye, like, hello, help me out here, like he's bothering me, flirting in front of me, and you're doing nothing. That is one thing. Lack of jealousy. So he doesn't do anything to try to save you, try to protect you, and he's not even jealous. If maybe, let's say that the guy is hot and he doesn't feel jealous about it, that's really weird. Or if he's too excessive about it, like for example, your guy friend who's, for example, gay, trying to talk to you in the bar, like just have fun, and he clearly gets protective over you talking to him, and you're like, really, there's clearly distance between the both of you and he's still jealous about it, then that's also a red flag. So pay attention to these. Now we go to the last, final and foremost, the 12th red flag. And this is what you will not see coming, but this is a red flag if he says, I love you too quickly. Let's say you're dating for about a week now, and all of a sudden, he blurts out those words, I love you. Boy, back off. You don't even know me. We've been on like what? 1 date, 2 dates? And you love me already? You don't know anything about me. This is such a red flag because it's clear that he is not really, like taking it that seriously, because a real masculine man, he would also analyze your behavior. This doesn't just go for women, this goes both ways here. When you're trying to get to know someone, you're trying to figure out if their qualities actually align to what your standards are. And if they're too quick to judge, or if they're too quick to say I love you when they don't even know you, or know at least the deepest things about you, then this is a red flag. I mean, yes, saying I love you would, feel really good, but that's if you've been dating for a while, you know the ins and outs of each other. But when you're just, seeing each other for the first week and they've said it already, this is a red flag. Do not mistake this as a green flag, because girl, it's not. A high quality men, masculine men, they would also analyze your behavior and your qualities. Are you good enough for them as well? I wouldn't say good enough, but I would say, do your qualities, your value, or whatever your goals are align with his goals in the future? So you really gotta pay attention to this as well. So that is it for the 12 red flags in this video. I hope you like this video, and let me know which of the red flags that you hate the most from this video, and comment down what is your biggest red flag that you see in men that maybe I haven't even mentioned in this video. And for the next video, we could even do green flags or qualities in men that you must look and see for. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!